The world is full of places so beautiful they barely look real. Hidden lagoons, glowing valleys, mountains that pierce the clouds, and forests older than civilization itself. Travelers spend their whole lives chasing these views, and today we're bringing 10 of the very best straight to your screen. From remote islands to ancient natural wonders, this is our countdown of the 10 most beautiful places in the entire world. Stay until the end, because our number one spot is a place that has left visitors speechless for centuries. Let's begin. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Banff National Park in the Canadian Rockies. Imagine glacier-fed lakes in impossible shades of turquoise, framed by jagged snow-capped peaks and dense evergreen forest. The most famous of these, Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, glow like jewels against the mountains, their color coming from fine rock particles suspended in the water. In summer, wildflowers carpet the valleys and elk wander freely. In winter, the whole landscape transforms into a silent world of snow and ice. Whether you're hiking, paddling a canoe across the still water, or simply standing in awe at the shoreline, Banff feels less like a place and more like a painting come to life. It's a reminder that some of the planet's greatest beauty lies in its wild, untouched corners. At number 9, we travel to the sun-drenched island of Santorini in Greece. Perched on the edge of a volcanic crater, its whitewashed buildings cascade down the cliffs, their blue domes glowing against the deep Aegean Sea. Santorini was shaped by one of the largest volcanic eruptions in human history, and that dramatic past gave it the curving caldera and black sand beaches it's known for today. Visitors come from all over the world to watch the sunset from the village of Oai, where the sky melts into shades of orange and pink behind the white rooftops. Wander its narrow cobbled streets, sip local wine grown in volcanic soil, and you'll understand why this tiny island has become one of the most photographed destinations on the planet. Number 8 takes us deep into the forests of Croatia, to the magical Plitvice Lakes National Park. Here, 16 terraced lakes are linked by a cascade of waterfalls, tumbling from one crystal-clear pool into the next. The water shifts between emerald green and brilliant blue depending on the light and minerals, creating a scene that looks almost computer-generated. Wooden walkways wind directly over the water, letting you stroll just inches above the surface as fish dart below your feet. Surrounded by thick beech and fir forest, the park is alive with the constant sound of falling water. It's one of the oldest national parks in Southeast Europe and a perfect example of how nature, given enough time, can sculpt something truly extraordinary. Coming in at number 7 is a place that seems to belong to another world entirely. The towering sandstone pillars of Zhangjiajie in China rise hundreds of meters into the air, their peaks often wrapped in drifting mist. These thousands of slender columns, carved over millions of years by water and wind, inspired the floating mountains of a famous science fiction film. Walking among them feels surreal, as if gravity itself has loosened its grip. Glass walkways and one of the world's highest bridges let the brave peer straight down into the misty canyons below. Lush vegetation clings to every ledge, and on cloudy mornings the pillars appear to float in a sea of white. It is one of the most jaw-dropping natural landscapes you will ever see. At number 6, we drift into the impossibly blue waters of the Maldives. Scattered across the Indian Ocean, this nation of over 1,000 coral islands is the very definition of paradise. Picture powder-white sand, water so clear you can see your shadow on the seabed, and overwater bungalows perched above lagoons that glow in every shade of blue. Beneath the surface lies an entire universe of coral reefs teeming with colorful fish, sea turtles, and gentle manta rays. At night, certain beaches even sparkle with bioluminescent plankton, turning the shoreline into a field of glowing blue stars. For many travelers, the Maldives is the ultimate dream destination, a place where the only decision you'll have to make is whether to swim, snorkel, or simply do nothing at all. Number 5 isn't a single landmark, but one of nature's greatest performances, the Northern Lights. Best seen from countries like Iceland, these shimmering curtains of green, purple, and pink ripple silently across the night sky. They're created when charged particles from the sun collide with gases in our atmosphere, painting the darkness with color. There's nothing quite like standing on a frozen landscape, breath fogging in the cold, as the entire sky begins to dance above you. Iceland adds to the magic with its volcanoes, glaciers, black sand beaches, and steaming geothermal pools. Watching the aurora glow over a snow-covered valley is the kind of experience that stays with you forever, a humbling reminder of just how spectacular our universe can be. At number 4 lies the jewel of the South Pacific, Bora Bora. This small island is encircled by a vast turquoise lagoon and a protective ring of coral, all watched over by the dramatic green peak of Mount Otemanu at its center. Seen from above, it's a swirl of blues and greens so vivid it hardly looks possible. Luxurious overwater villas stretch out across the calm lagoon, where the water is warm, clear, and full of life. Snorkelers swim alongside rays and reef sharks, while the island's lush interior offers jungle hikes with sweeping views. Bora Bora has long been a symbol of romance and escape, and one glimpse of that glowing lagoon is enough to understand exactly why. Number 3 is a place so vast it can be seen from space, the Grand Canyon. Carved over millions of years by the Colorado River, this immense gorge stretches for nearly 450 kilometers and plunges over a mile deep. Its layered walls reveal billions of years of Earth's history, glowing in shades of red, orange, and gold as the sun moves across the sky. Standing at the rim, the sheer scale is almost impossible to process. The canyon feels endless, its distant cliffs fading into a hazy blue horizon. At sunrise and sunset, the entire landscape catches fire with color. It's not just one of the most beautiful places on Earth, it's one of the most powerful, a monument to the slow, patient force of nature. Just missing the top spot at number 2 is Milford Sound in New Zealand. Tucked deep within Fiordland National Park, this stunning fjord is hemmed in by sheer cliffs that rise straight out of dark, mirror-still water. Towering waterfalls spill down the rock faces, especially after rain, when hundreds of temporary cascades appear out of nowhere. Mist clings to the peaks, seals bask on the rocks, and dolphins are often spotted gliding through the calm water. Mountains like Mitre Peak soar more than 1.5 kilometers straight up from the sea. Cruising through this fjord, dwarfed on every side by ancient cliffs and falling water, is a profoundly humbling experience. It's frequently called the 8th wonder of the world, and it absolutely earns the title. And finally, at number 1, we arrive at the breathtaking ruins of Machu Picchu, high in the Andes Mountains of Peru. Built by the Inca more than 500 years ago and hidden from the outside world for centuries, this ancient citadel sits dramatically on a ridge nearly 2,500 meters above sea level. Terraces, temples, and stone buildings cling to the mountainside, often wrapped in morning cloud that slowly burns away to reveal the green peaks all around. The craftsmanship is astonishing, with massive stones fitted together so precisely that not even a blade can slip between them. Standing among these ruins, surrounded by mist-shrouded mountains, you can feel the weight of history and the genius of a lost civilization. It is beautiful, mysterious, and unforgettable, and a more than worthy number 1 on our list. And there you have it, our countdown of the 10 most beautiful places in the world. Every one of these destinations proves just how stunning our planet truly is. Which one took your breath away the most? And which would you book a flight to tomorrow? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey, hit the like button, share it with someone who loves to travel, and subscribe so you never miss our next adventure. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.